Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This is an important discussion, and I'm glad we're having it, because I think it allows us to reaffirm those things that make us distinct as Canadians and distinct as Albertans, and that is our commitment to human rights. I've always believed that it is integral to us to protect the minorities from the tyranny of the majority. And while a piece of legislation or a human rights code it's really just a piece of paper. I mean, standing in a parking lot, if someone's going to thump you, paper's not going to help you very much. Except that it's a concept, it's a legal shield, and it certainly gives everyone the opportunity and access to the legal tools that allow you to go to the Commission and seek redress for what has happened. And that is very important. Now, I've read a number of different papers that have been written on this, and this was a struggle for me. As a social activist, the freedom of speech is very important. It's why it's so important to me in this House, because I wouldn't be able to have pushed a number of the policy issues that are so important to me, and a number of the freedoms of the groups that I represent, which are so important to me, if I didn't have freedom of speech, particularly in this House, where I've been able to stand up and, as you know, for many years, talk about the people that I represent in Edmonton-Centre, seniors and members of the queer community, and women, and how many times I've represented and stood up for women's issues here in Alberta. So that free speech has allowed me to do that, but ultimately, to me, it's a harms test. And when I look at a harms test and I say, okay, your right to swing your fist around in your free expression ends at the end of my nose. And in the same way, freedom of expression has to have a reasonable limit. In other words, it ends at the nose of protection of human rights and protection of those people that need it today. Now, we may well come back here in 50 years, and I'll be delighted if I'll be able to come back in 50 years, and maybe we will have reached a point in our society where that's not needed. But that is not where we are today. And therefore, that prohibition against discrimination, in other words, that protection of the groups that are named in the human rights and in our Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, are integral to moving forward and creating the Alberta and the Canada that we all want. And we want to welcome people here. We want people to feel that there's a protection and a welcome for them and that they can move forward in their lives. I want to see that in my city, in my fabulous constituency of Edmonton-Centre, in my province and in my country. So, clearly, I don't support the motion that has been brought forward. Once again, I refer back to the people I represent. They are my boss. No hard feelings, but the caucus is not my boss. The government is not my boss. Even the Speaker sometimes is not my boss. My boss are the people that elect me, and I am here to represent them. I love the diversity of my fabulous constituency of Edmonton-Centre, and I'm going to stand up for it because I think that what's being considered here is a great idea, but is not the Edmonton, the Alberta, and the Canada that I want to see, and it is not acceptable now. But I thank you for the discussion, which allows so many of us to put, it's a head and a heart argument, this one. And to me, it's my heart, and I'm going with my heart in the protection of those people that I want to have around me as I move forward in life. Thank you very much.